Yo, hello there. Welcome in. Magic the Gathering players, much love gamers. Travis here, Magic learning. Learning Magic backwards and forwards with a special holiday cube draft. Haven't drafted at all on this channel, and I want to provide that for you all. So I do like to draft. The reason that I mostly prefer constructed, two reasons. I like to build I really like to tinker with my decks. I find limited to be a bit limited. And two, it is a greater time investment than I usually want to invest in Magic. As I've said, I think that one match a day is a good optimal dose. However, Vintage Holiday Cube, I like to make mana. I like to cast crazy spells, as I'm going to nab the Soul Ring, what costs one, taps for two. I'm going to make an exception for today and to give y'all something awesome. However, I think that I'm going to stick to my optimal dose of Magic as we're going to release the draft tonight and then one match a day the next 3 days. And probably, as I'm working on some other videos, 2016 preview and so on. So I want to cast Sunring Titan. I understand entirely. Here's my thing about Cube Draft. You play what you want to play, man or woman. Pick or human or animal or anyone. I want to be more inclusive. It's not about offending. Anyways, play whatever the hell you want to play is the most important thing. Pick what you want to pick. I came into Cube to cast turn 3 Sunring Titan, and that's what I want to do. So I don't care about any of these other cards because Soul Ring into Sunring Titan can make that happen. Alright, looking at this pack, first thing first, I'm disappointed this is not a Tezzeret. Second thing I'm looking at is Sheldock Isle. It's crazy. I'm thinking about picking that. It's really easy to get to 20 cards. Third thing I'm looking at is Bloodbraid Elf. I haven't cast this card in a while and it's really fun, but it's more colors. I do like blue. There's also Elvish Mystic. I like to ramp, but in Powered Cube, there's signets, there's a lot of artifact mana, so we don't need to be green to ramp. So I'm going to nab the Sheldock Isle and hope that maybe we will cast an Emrakul off of it this draft. What's going on with this? Art. Freyalays, destroy an artifact or enchantment. I'm looking at Ponder. We picked Sheldock Isle. It's semi-boring, but it makes our deck smaller and more repetitive, which I actually do like. There's also, for instance, think about Living End is perhaps one of the most repetitive decks ever, and that is just what I like. Well, a lot of constructed decks are really repetitive. I also see Elspeth, Buried Alive if you wanted to reanimate, but reanimation can be Mishra's What Shop? Mishra's What Shop, turn 3 Sunring Titan is my stated goal. I'm going to take it, however, Mirari's Wake is also on my list of Humana Numana cards. But yeah, so I'm a big fan of Vintage Cube because it's just so fast. It's so fast. I have a lot of patience for deck building, but not always a lot of patience for deck playing. I like all-in goblins. I like to get in. I like to get out. Alright, let's take a Lodestone Golem. Turn 1 Mishra's Workshop, Soul Ring, Lodestone Golem, your turn. Sound good? There's also whatever. I don't care about any of these other cards, to be totally honest. Okay, so here we have some stuff. I'm looking at the lands. It's a choice between Mishra's Factory or Wasteland. I think that Wasteland is probably the quote-unquote, or quote better unquote pick. Why do people say quote unquote, then put the word outside of quotes? Quote Wasteland unquote is more technically correct. I like Wasteland. Also, sorry about the acoustics. I'm not sure how it's going to sound. I'm in the basement right now. I'm going to pick Mishra's Factory, and the reason for that, no, we can pick Wasteland. I like Factory. Wasteland goes well with the Lodestone Golem and Sunring Titan. Maybe I should have picked Factory. It's a question of whether you want to create or destroy, right? Mishra's Factory is more creative, and Wasteland is more destructive in the literal terms. And a lot of the time, I'm totally okay with the opponent getting buckets of mana as long as I get buckets of mana. But in this specific instance, Wasteland can help us end games really fast. So, which is part of our stated goal. Okay, so here, again, we see a lot of green Nomadic Vandals. Artifact Destruction is especially good in this cube. So we're seeing a lot of green ramp, but again, I don't think we will need it. I'm going to take Ulamog. It costs 11 mana. I don't know if we'll be able to cast it, but I'm going to try to. We can always try to cast it, hopefully cast it. Do what we can to cast it off Shelldock Isle. So I'm just going to nab that Ulamog. And here we see basically a pack that doesn't do a whole lot. We could grab Temple of Plenty. Augur of Bola seems very unlikely. We'll play that. Gutter Snipe seems super unlikely. Ultimate Price. I will take the Deranged Hermit because in a big mana deck this is the strongest card. And none of these other cards, probably none of these cards is really for us. Okay, here's an interesting pack where we could take Sylvan Caryatid as another ramp card, or we could take a blue land. We probably know that we're playing blue. We don't know what else we're playing in blue. And I would pick Hallowed Fountain before either of these temples, just for speed. Because this is a vintage cube, I want to go crazy. But I'm going to pick the Sylvan Caryatid. And I'm going to pick the Bloodbraid Elf and try to play it. These other cards are good, but again, I just haven't cast Bloodbraid Elf in a while, and I would like to. Here we see a Sunpetal Grove. I'm not planning on playing green and white. I'll pick the Buried Alive because there's a chance that we will want to do that. I don't really care about any of these. I'm going to take the Zergo. Don't want to get turn 1 Zergoed. And Factory comes back, which is awesome because I'm happy to play it. If possible, I want to be mono blue or mono green or mono brown, ideally. We can play the 10 waste stack. Throw in 10 waste. Mox Pearl, Humana Namana. I also see a Kozilek. I see a Gilded Lotus. I see a Goblin Welder. Who doesn't like turn 1 Dark Confidant? Who doesn't like turn 1 Soul Ring, turn 2 Mind Twist for a bunch? But of course, we're going to go with the Mox Pearl and the Soul Ring. Hang on to your suspenders, everyone. It's going to be a fast start. Okay, Mox Pearl, get in the van. And now we have to wait. Impatience. There's benefit to being the slowest person. Okay, here we get some awesome choices. So we could pick, there's some insane ones. Balance works really well with Soul Ring, Mox Pearl. But again, it's destructive. I prefer to go creative if possible. Yogg-Will we can't really use. Ral Zarek we could maybe use, and it could be useful. Primeval Titan is kind of exciting. We can get Shelldock Isle and Workshop and cast some stuff. I think I'm actually going to take Primeval Titan over Balance. There's also Nickel Bolas, which is an insane one. But I'm going to take Primeval Titan. Again, not because I think that it's better, but because Cube is about doing what you want to do. And to me, as strong as Balance can be, it just bores me. I want to create more than I want to destroy. I foresee casting Primeval Titan, getting a Shelldock Isle, and a Workshop, untapping, casting Sundering Titan, casting Shelldock Isle off Ulamog. So Primeval Titan can get in the ban. There's also Compulsive Research, but again, do what I want to do. Here's a Wormcoil Engine, and that goes well with our Workshop, goes well with our Soul Ring, goes well with our Mox Pearl. Let's go ahead and take that. There's also a few good blue cards, some ramp cards, whatever. Wormcoil, get in the van. So there's a Smokestack. Again, that's not really my style. Forge Master is okay. I'm going to take the Ancient Tomb, though. It gives us more crazier starts. Even more crazier starts. And starts and starts. So again, hang on to your skirts, people. We're going to have some... it's going to be quite the ride. Yeah, we're going to have some ridiculous starts. Vidalcan Shackles, I see. Vidalcan Shackles, I see Vidalcan Shackles. So we could grab a Shallow Grave, we can bury it alive into Shallow Grave on like a Primal Titan or a Worm. What is the sacrifice? Exile. I'm not really a huge fan of that. The only reason I'm looking at Shallow Grave is because none of these cards are really for us. We could take Vidalcan Shackles, but we're looking at, we have one blue card, and then we have four green cards, so I don't think we're going to play, it seems like we're not going to play Shackles. This pack is just not very good for us. I think I'm going to take Trigon Predator because it's so insane against us, destroying our artifacts, and it's something we could actually use. Now, whatever, I'm going to take Vidalcan Shackles because I do what I want to do. And I encourage you to do the same. That's the whole point of Magic, is to do what we want to do. So there's an Enlightened Tutor, which we could use to get mana, or we could use to get a Wormcoil or a Sundering Titan. There's a Dragonlord Silumgar. There's an Avenger of Zendikar. I'm thinking about, at this point, picking up a Steam Vents. Reason being, I would like to play Ponder and Bloodbraid Elf off the splash. And Avenger of Zendikar is great. I don't know how many lands we're going to play. We don't have any fetch lands. We already have Primeval Titan. We already have some good top end. There's also Harmonize. There's, yeah, again, the Dragonlord Silumgar could be really good, but I'm going to pick up some fixing. I want to cast Bloodbraid Elf. That's just my thing. Okay, there's a Reanimate. That's enticing. We could Buried Alive into Reanimate Primeval Titan. There's Kiora. I really like Huntmaster. I miss playing with Deathrite. I don't care about Tarmogoyf. And there's a Seething Song if we want to put out... a Smokestack will probably come back around. There's a Seething Song if we want to go super fast. I'm kind of interested in Huntmaster. Would play nice again next to Bloodbraid Elf. Huntmaster, Primeval Titan go well together. It's not necessarily the most exciting pick, but that's a card that just feels good to flip, and I'm imagining how good that's going to feel, and I want to take it. There's a Mutavault. How bad do we want our mana to be? There's a Mental Misstep, don't care for it. Lean and Relic Warder will be annoying. Indrik Stomppower, annoying. Awakening Zone would be pretty good turn 2 play. For whatever reason, like I said, I want to play the 20 Wastes deck. Wow, this pack is crazy. This pack is crazy. I see a turn 1 Dark Confidant, but I'm looking at the Goblin Welder, actually. We could play Buried Alive, potentially. Or... we may not play Welder, but if we can weld Wormcoil Sundering Titan, that could be pretty insane. And I don't see Dark Confidant in our future. Turn 1 Dark Confidant is something that is probably unlikely to actually happen. Here's Nicol Bolas. Again, I don't want to go into double black, but if we can play blue, red, green off the splash, that's possible. And Ralzeric is pretty sweet with its untap ability. Force of Will can't use, so we're either looking at Sakura Tribe Elder or a Thragtusk, depending on how fast we want to be. I like Sakura Tribe Elder. We need some more fixing. Okay, so here we could use Goblin Welder with Kuldotha Forge Master or with Smokestack. I'm going to pick the Smokestack. For those of you who don't know how this works, it's just really, expletives come to my mind to describe it. It's obnoxious. We'll say that. I'm going to take Shallow Grave. There's still a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. Fire Drinker Satyr. Last pick Tarmogoyf. Last poor Tarmogoyf. Okay, headed into pack 3. Come on, another Mox, another Lotus. Or Ancestral Recall, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Even Thran Dynamo, Grim Monolith. Winter Orb, Bizarre. This is not really the pack I was... oh, there's a Signet. I was about to say this is not the pack I was looking for. Oh, there's a Signet. So there's Dak Faden, the greatest thief in the multiverse. Gain control of target artifact. Really don't want to play against that. However, if you've watched me play, you know I love to ramp. I love Signets. I signed up for this for Signets. And Gruul Signet works perfect with our Huntmaster, with our Bloodbraid Elf. That's going to help cast Ralzeric, cast Primal Titan, cast Deranged Tournament. I would rather create than destroy and steal. So I'm going to go ahead and first pick Signet. I put it up there with Mox and with Soul Ring in terms of me. Again, I encourage you to do what you want to do. Mox Ruby, get in the truck. There's also Ancestral Vision, Mana Drain. I miss drafting. This is fun. It's just yeah, surprisingly for a professional Magic player, it's like a time commitment issue. Not even going to pay attention to these things. So balance would be really good, but I would rather go turn 1 Primeval Titan, if possible. Turn 2 Primeval Titan. Mox Ruby, Mox Pearl. I'm going to start hiding some things. We probably won't play Ponder. Just splash the Relzeric only. Ooh, baby. So there's a Rishadan Port, which sticks with the plan. There's an Inferno Titan, but we all know that we're here for the Karn Father. There's also Thada Adel. There's also Dig Through Time, which is actually not that good with what we're doing. But again, the Karn Father. Again, the Karn Father. Armageddon would be a really obnoxious thing to do. And by obnoxious, I mean strong. What was there over Vidalcan Shackles? Who cares? Don't remember. Karn Liberated. Get over here. Okay, so here we see Tangle Wire, which is good. Whatever. Lightning Greaves. I like the idea of Lightning Greaves on a Primeval Titan. However, I like the idea of Garruk more. I do like Lightning Greaves. Lightning Greaves is more likely to come back than Garruk, and Garruk is just an insano. Garruk is just redonkulous. Again, expletives are coming to mind. What do you think? Is Garruk redonkulous or ridiculous? Can I say that? Is YouTube gonna shut me down? Am I doing bad for the game if I use those words? I think I can maybe say what I want to say, which is pretty great. I'm gonna take the Garruk. Turn 2 Garruk floats my boat. Strip Mine. Yeah, sure. Ooh, there's opposition. Ooh, there's opposition. Well, opposition is not really great besides the Deranged Hermit. There's also Staff of Domination. There's a Treasure Cruise, which again, we can't really use that well. I do like Outpost Siege as a way to draw more cards, but Strip Mine fits with the plan, which is I guess to destroy has become the plan. So there's a Eureka. I'm okay with Eureka. We have just enough that I think it's good enough. We could put it, I mean, if we drop a Karn off of it, it's pretty strong. It makes me want to get the Lightning Greaves back, so we can attack with Ulamog. There's Bayou, but I don't want to play black. And there's a Rakdos Signet, so I'm passing up on a Signet. I'm really making a big sacrifice here. Oh my god, there's Xenagos, Chrome Mox, and Mirror Battlesphere, all insane cards. What are we to do? I feel like we have enough Moxes, and we don't have enough colored spells for Chrome Mox to be great. Xenagos, we have so many 4-drops already, and Mirror Battlesphere just fits great with our plan and can maybe allow us to make some use of Goblin Welder. How about Crucible of Worlds? How do we feel about that one? Crucible with Strip Mine. It could be funny. Yeah, why not? Why not? There's also Garruk, Caller of Beats, but Crucible of Worlds, again, is a funny one. And now, here, there's a Bazaar, which is only really useful with Goblin Welder, but how about a Winter Orb? That's a fun one. People love playing against Winter Orb. Oath of Druids is interesting, but Faithless Looting is actually pretty tempting to use with Goblin Welder. There's an Arid Mesa, so I think we're going to be red-green with just the slightest blue splash. And our mana is going to be pretty rough. I'm not going to pick Oath of Druids. It's okay. There's Rishadan Port. How obnoxious do we want to be? There's also Fyndhorn Elves, and there's an Inferno Titan. We've got enough top end. Let's just go total. Ooh, there's a Tangle Wire. How obnoxious do we want to? How obnoxious do we really want to be? Sure, let's do it. We'll do the like mono brown type thing. And there's a staff. We're not going to play Godless Shrine, so We might play staff. Yeah, this deck's hilarious. So I'm hoping for not necessarily quick wins, but fast concessions, if that makes sense. I need to think about the use of Eureka. We're either gonna go like with the dump everything deck or like a brown artifact. I'm gonna take the Unburial Rights just because maybe we play black and reanimate things after all. Yeah, okay. So yeah, there's basically two ways we could go, like green Eureka or kind of destroy all your things. Both are pretty humorous. It's possible we could do both in the same deck. I just don't really want to Eureka. Well, I mean, the goal is going to be to probably to make them strand all their cards in their hand. So I think that Eureka is probably not. I might cut the Eureka and the Ulamog from this deck and basically play the rest of the ramp cards. I think that I would guess what the people want to see is this Winter Orb, Smokestack, Tanglewire, Wasteland, Strip Mine, Rishadan Port, Mishra's Workshop, Factory, Ancient Tomb, Red. Just okay, let's do it. So I'm gonna cut first of all everything that we're not casting. Satyr, Bell Striker. I'm gonna cut the Ponder. I'm gonna cut the Goyf. I'm gonna cut the Eureka. I'm debating on the Ralzeric. We're gonna cut the Vidalcan Shackles. I'm actually not a huge fan of Staff of Domination. And if Eureka comes out, Summoning Titan comes out. So I'm gonna move these into a stack over here to see how many. That's 21. Do we want to play 19 mana? We could just play Eureka Ulamog, and some hands we do that, some hands we don't. Just check out the colors. The mana is going to be rough. We could play Staff of Domination. It's just like an easy card to cast. We didn't come here to not play Ulamog and Eureka. Come on now. Alright, and then the rest is going to be lands and mana. I'm going to go, is 15 lands plus 2 Moxes enough? We also have, so it would be 15, 16, 17, and maybe, I would like to play one more land. So what's a card that we can cut? I'm going to cut the Deranged Hermit. Sorry, Deranged Hermit. And then play 16 lands. So let's color sort. Let's add lands. We might want one island to play alongside. I'm going to start off by doing this. We might want one island to play alongside Sakura Tribe Elder to make our Sheldock Isle work. Sort by color. So right now we have 4. Well, our mana is really bad. Plus Gruul Signet, 5. 5 green. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 red. Well, we don't have a whole lot of red cards. I'm going to play 5 forests because, let's do that, no islands. And I'm going to play, I'm just really in the greedy mood of playing all these creature lands, Factory, Ancient Tomb. Yeah, so I mean the green unlocks Sylvan Caryatid and Sakura Tribe Elder. We also have the Mox Ruby. So here's the deck. It's one part really hateful, one part really creative. So should be fun. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video for round 1. Much love. And thanks to all our supporters. Also, if you made it this far, I've now released the first chapter of the ebook for free, just so you know what it's all about. Magic for Good, Chapter 1. There's a link to that at the top of the comments. You should also get in the Magic for Good group, and you should also have a wonderful day. Tell someone that you love them. You don't have to do that, but it might make your day better. I'm not sure that I've done that today. Well, actually, I've given out a good amount of hearts. Anyways, I'm off track rambling. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care. It was a really fun draft. See ya.